looks like Papa Smurf between the blue and the beard. Yeah, I just wanted to check in while my camp is still set up. I'm in the midst of packing up for the morning and get on trail. And I set all this up in the dark, so I have no idea what it looks like, and I got no footage of it, but here's my camp. It's this nice little stealth site that even has a fire ring and some benches. And behind me, we can see it. Anyway, behind me is a cascading brook. It's very nice. Gosh, this is like a little clearing or a road or something over that way. And none of this stuff existed in the dark last night when I was setting up. But anyway, it's day, hold on, 176. I've got between 14 and 18 today. I'm on track for a timely start, which is unusual for me, but I've come to realize that that's going to be a necessity if I'm going to get the kind of miles in before dark, and getting in after dark and setting up in the dark and eating in the dark and then all that is not great, especially when you have to do a bear hang and a water get. So I need to be more disciplined of my start times, so I can get the miles in before it gets dark and get into camp and set up before it gets dark even. All right, I'm gonna start putting my boots on and putting all this stuff in my backpack, and we'll be on trail. Look at the color of the water. So brown. Like tea. I do have to say, I kind of like these signs, and I like the logo of the DOC, OCD, ODC, Delaware Outdoor Club. Yeah, I can't think what it stands for, but something like that. And as per my relatively common complaint now, the next shelter is in 15 miles. So there's only stealth camping and like an off-trail hostel are the only opportunities between here and the next designated shelters. I need to press on. I've got too big a mileage today to stop in to check out the Hexacuba shelter, even though it sounds cool and it has a printing, but anyway, it's one of those days. All right, gotta climb that, and it keeps going up that way. So, rock scramble of the day. This is pretty though. That's where I came up. Ever since Mount Cube started its final push to the summit, it's been this kind of a steep rock scramble. But now it's like going truly vertical. I just took a peek at the weather forecasts, and Apple Weather says it spikes up to a 35% chance of rain at 11 and then drops down to below 20 for the rest of the day. And the Weather Channel just shows like a 2 to 7% chance that kind of climbs up to 12% chance later in the day. Radar is showing a couple little popcorn storms in the area, but most of the big rain and storms is way off to the east. I'm waving this in front of my face, way off to the east in Maine right now. So I think we have a pretty good chance of staying dry today, unless, you know, it's just a roll of the dice at a very, good grief, I'm about to lost my earbud to that tree because I'm looking down. So slim chance of getting wet today, and I think the odds are pretty good, well in our favor. Wow, this is stunning. As looking back at Smarts again, there's a tower. I feel like I'm almost at the top of Cuba. Still scrambling up these rocks. It's been just nonstop rock scramble. But I'm not liking the dark clouds overhead. I would not want to be up here if some storminess were to get started, so I'm gonna just try to hightail it across. I haven't heard thunder in quite a while, but you never know. They're very pop-up style around here lately. All right, so we're on the summit, Cuba Mountain. 3.1 back to where Jacobs Brook, which is where I camped last night, and it took me 2.5 hours to get here. So it's been like 1,000-foot climb. Most of that, maybe the last 2/3 of that, or 3/4, ever since. Well, the last half, because ever since Hexacube Shelter has been steep rock scramble, so very slow going. So I'm at the top now. I get to go down, and hopefully that will hold off and move along. I don't want to just hold off and then come down later. I just want it to move along and come down elsewhere. Would be my preference if I get to put in a request. I'm retiring my hat for now. I can't afford to keep banging into logs like that one back there. That one caught me right as I was starting to look up, and I, glimpsed it right as I hit it. But the way it hit my head, it kind of whiplashed me a little bit, and knocked me on my back. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll switch back to a bill cap that I can wear backwards when I'm in the woods or something. Go back to my old hat, or try to source one on my next time I'm in town, which is, gosh, tomorrow night. But I'll do the headband for now. Maybe the headband will be the solution, except for when I'm in the sun, because I'll be above the tree line quite often in the coming week, I believe. And a lot of these mud bogs today, just one after the other. Well, it's gotten really dark all of a sudden again, which suggests again that it could rain. It might rain. I'm suddenly aware of how dark it's gotten, and the woods are no more dense than they were before, so I think it's a dark, gloomy cloud, and it's threatening rain. It's 4:25, so we're kind of overdue for that 30% chance. Haven't had any rain all day, so it could very well rain. But I haven't heard any thunder or anything like that, so that's good. We're coming up on a road, which will be right where I need to take a break too. And it never did rain. It's probably been an hour since it got dark like this, but nothing happened, which I'm perfectly glad. Oh, especially now that we're going into the mountains, I need to start paying more attention to the total elevation gain for a day to kind of gauge the difficulty of the day. Total elevation gain still won't clue you into how difficult the climb is, like grade and whether it's technical or not, but it will kind of give you a worn out factor. And 4,600 is on the higher end. I think 4,000 might be the over-under on difficult versus, or strenuous versus normal. I'll have to look back at some other days to figure it out, but yeah, anything over 4,000 is definitely a long, hard day, just in terms of the amount of climbing you do. My glasses are filthy. I feel like Peppermint Patty's girlfriend, what's her name? Marcy. Oh, did I feel a raindrop? It'd probably be wise to put my pack cover on for this last leg, which I will be starting momentarily. What's going on? All right, on the home stretch here, I can see the sign up ahead of me. Good news is it never did rain. And the other good news is I just did a 15+ mile day and finishing well over an hour before dark. All right, here we are. Well, I made it to Wachitawaka, let's hope, Pond. It is beautiful. The spots for hammock camping are not optimal, so I'm kind of a little bit stealthy vibe on the site that I found. What's back there? Ooh, let me go look. But it's right on the edge of this gorgeous pond, and there's a little beach right up there where all the people at the tents are hanging out, so I had to kind of dig my way back into the, not really up in the woods, but further up the trail to find a clearing, because the woods here are pretty dense and jungly. As you can see, not a lot of like clearings between two perfectly spaced trees that aren't dead, and all those qualifiers. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up here, throw my bear bag, and then see about fixing dinner. But we have this.